Who starts first? You start first. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Wars Stuff Podcast. My name is David.
My name is James.
Craig 5 standing by.
I'm Mary.
And here we talk about all things Star Wars. And it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. But before we get started, David, we have some people to thank.
Yes, of course, like always, our top tier Patreon supporters out there, starting with Lee McCallan, Kevin Leininger, Deb McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Adam Haber, Front Row King, Cam from Indiana, Mariana Atia Arnold, Rest Jedi 27, Alex Blundell, and Indiana Solo. Thank you so much for your awesome love and support out there. Also, a huge shout out to Legion Sabers. They came through in the clutch for us at SPACECON. They sent us 2 Bastila Shan double-bladed lightsabers to raffle away. And luckily, the people that won them were very close to me. I didn't have to mail them away. So thank you so much to the Force Gods and Legion Sabers, especially Izzy out there in Portland. And of course, you go to legionsabers.com, use the code STUFF at checkout, get 15% off. And how was y'all's weekend?
Well,
I
you
worked.
guys got to go to SpaceCon, so I'm sure you're going to rub that in my face.
I was on my way to SpaceCon, and then I did not end up there.
I
made
saw
a wrong
Frankenstein yesterday.
Nice.
That was actually a really great movie. And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, how many of these actors are in Star Wars? There were, I think, 3 or 4 people from Star Wars in this thing. So it was kind of interesting to watch. But yes. And then, of course, we all know that Guillermo del Toro was supposed to do a Jabba the Hutt movie written by David S. Goyer. That never happened. And apparently he's still upset that never happened. So I don't blame him. Anyways, that was my weekend. But David, I think, had a better weekend than all of us because he got to go to SpaceCon. So should we talk about that now, or should we get into that later? What do you got, David?
Whatever you want. You want to talk about the news now? I think people want to hear the news, right?
I think people want to hear the news.
Okay. All right.
News?
Yeah.
The news that's on every channel, which is the hunt for Ben Solo. Everybody is still talking about this thing. And how do y'all feel? Craig, what is your opinion on people still talking about it? Even like, I think we're a week out since this all broke.
You know, this is really interesting because I think the most fascinating part to this story is how much everybody's turned on Bob Iger all of a sudden. I mean, all of a sudden they're furious at him, but what's so wild to me is that, you know, there haven't been a lot of people that have been sequel supporters. And now it's like all of a sudden people are like coming out of the woodwork saying, we want more Kylo Ren. I'm like, wait, what? I thought you didn't like Kylo Ren.
That's very true.
Right. So it's a little bit odd to me. So I'm not really sure. I mean, Kylo Ren was a really interesting character. And I think everybody really liked Adam Driver. So I don't think anybody really had a problem with him, Adam Driver, as the actor, or even the character, even if they didn't like the choices for the movies. But it's been surprising how much support there's been for this.
The sequels
lot.
were 10 years ago now.
This Christmas is going to be 10 years. Gosh.
So those kids are now in their like early 20s. They were like 10 when they watched it. They're their early 20s now. So they're older. They want to see more of the stuff of the ones they grew up on. I feel like that was the same thing with the prequels with all of us.
Although,
Yeah, what you got?
Well, you know, I guess Bob Iger had said, I don't see how Ben Solo could be alive. Which, I mean, I guess I could see that. I mean, or maybe that's just what he said. Maybe he just didn't want to continue along that prequels or sequels route and wanted to steer off to the Mandalorian verse.
Yeah, that's just the problem with having like a pencil pusher dude in charge. I mean, he's like creatively bankrupt. He doesn't even know his own like stuff that he owns, that Disney owns. Because I mean, somehow Palpatine returned, somehow Darth Maul returned. I mean, you can go on and on and on. And somehow Boba Fett returned. I mean, Star Wars is notorious for bringing back characters, beloved characters. And now that we know for a fact that Ben Solo was beloved, I think it's more so Adam Driver because he's an Academy Award level actor and he was bringing an Academy Award winning director to the project. And it's like when he got those two like big pieces, which is what Kathleen Kennedy tried to do at the very beginning with like Fincher and Nolan and all these people, they got it now and they didn't pull the trigger. Kathleen Kennedy pulled the trigger. She deserves some credit. Filoni deserves credit. If Filoni's on board, creatively, it jived with what he's doing, so he was cool with it. So it's like you stop the thing.
It makes more sense.
It
makes more sense to me that they were trying to get away from the sequel stuff than about having his character come back. I mean,
yeah,
Palpatine can come back after 30 years and their answer is somehow. I mean,
to me, it's a failure in knowing your Star Wars history. When you look back at the prequels, at that time, everyone hated the prequels. Kids, young adults, everyone hated the prequels when they came out. I was there. I was 18 years old. When that happened, everyone hated him except for the casting of Ewan McGregor. Everyone universally loved him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Dead on. He looked like him, talked like him, acted like we thought we would see a young Obi-Wan Kenobi act. And we're like, do more with him. Put him more in the films. And it's the same thing with Adam Driver, I think. It's the same kind of effect. It's like, we know the dude is like high caliber. He's Juilliard trained. He's worked with the greatest directors. And he brought a great director on the project. And it's like, how do you say no to that? It's weird.
It almost feels like they came to Bob Iger and said, hey, we got this movie, The Hunt for Ben Solo. And he just said he's dead. And it was like he probably just didn't even hear how they were going to bring him back, like how the story was going to progress. Because obviously there's an explanation for it. Obviously they planned the whole thing out to have it make sense for Ben Solo to come back. And it just blows me away that we haven't heard it. And then two, that Bob Iger was like, well, he's dead. It's like, but what was the story? It had to have made sense somehow. Which makes me think, I don't think Bob Iger even heard the actual pitch. I think maybe he just read that and he goes, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Does Bob Iger know what the world between worlds is?
I guarantee you he does not know what that means.
So give credit to one of our top tier patrons out there, Adam, who's at SPACECON with me, who helped me man the booth.
At Adam. Yeah.
We discussed the whole Ben Solo thing at the booth. And I told him, how's this whole thing going to work? And he's like, world between worlds, man. I mean, that's a pretty simple in.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand. Like the moment I heard, the hunt for Ben Solo, finding his redemption, I was like, world between worlds. Like he wakes up and that's where he is. And that's where we start the movie. And then now he's going to go through these different portals. Maybe Anakin is going to be there to guide him through. You know what I mean? Like this all writes itself. This all sounds amazing. And again, I guarantee you Bob Iger has no idea what the world between worlds means, which makes me think Adam Driver or Steven Soderbergh are both Rebels fans. And they were like, oh, this could work. You know what I mean? Like, I think one of them was a Rebels fan that they were able to make that this plot work. But yeah, world between worlds is the best and easiest explanation as to how it could work.
In Empire Strikes Back, we have the Force manifest Darth Vader on Dagobah, right? And Luke is in the body, right? And it's telling Luke, I guess, if you be careful, you're going to head down this path, right? So if we can have that happen in the original trilogy, you know what I mean? Like, I think if they could make it make sense, and it's not just somehow, it could make sense. But the thing that I was thinking is, how long after the prequel or the sequels was this? Because there was so much negativity with Rise of Skywalker. He may have just said, oh man, we don't want to touch anything that just happened with that.
What do y'all think, Mariana? How long ago do you think this pitch was?
I think it was right after. I think it was part of maybe the trilogy pitch. And they're like, and then we can do this like one-off and stuff to keep extending the story and creating and expanding the universe and stuff and creating more depth for this character, right? And I think a part of it was like, no, we said we would do a trilogy. So if you want to do this, you either work it into the trilogy, a part of the 3 movies, or we don't do it all. That is my theory.
When did Rise of Skywalker come out?
2019.
Wow. Okay, so
And-
that
Yeah.
was only 6 years ago.
And Mando also dropped in 2019, the
2019.
same month. So
Maybe it
Grogu was
picking
already,
one or the other.
yeah, and I think maybe that's what Bob Iger said. Well, Grogu is the biggest thing we have right now going on in Star Wars. I don't want to deal with Rey. I don't want to deal with Kylo Ren. I just want to focus on Grogu right now.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that they wanted to get away from the sequels. A lot of people didn't like Rise of Skywalker.
A lot of people didn't like The Last Jedi. And so that probably pushed it a little bit too. I said it for you, Craig. Don't worry.
Why did
I
you
said
do
it for
that?
you, Craig.
Why did you say that? Now that's it. The podcast is over. Nah, but it is interesting to see like that. The Mariana, you brought up a good point. Which wait,
He turned off his mic because
Oh,
he's talking about The Last Jedi.
I was like, I want to hear this, but no, what you said,
No, you
Mariana,
don't.
which was
No, you don't.
The kids who started watching The Force Awakens, say somebody was 11 years old when The Force Awakens, they're 21 years old now, so they've grown up. They're adults pretty much, and it's like now those kids they're gonna be like, oh hey, why can't I watch this story that I grew up with? And I have a feeling what happened with the prequels is what's going to happen with the sequels, in that over time it's going to start to grow, and then Disney's going to be like, oh, we should probably have a movie with Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley when they're both in their early to late 40s or 50s, and it's like, why didn't y'all do this? Because I just feel like Disney saw the prequels and they said, we're not doing the prequels. We are not going to have that happen to us. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make it safe. We're not doing what the prequels did, which is why they didn't mention anything about the prequels at all in the movies. Pretty much, they just very, very subtly would mention something. And I have a feeling The Force Awakens was they were like, we don't want anything to do with the prequels, and it just sucks that that's where their mind is, because we could have gotten a really great Star Wars movie. And
I think
the money that would have poured in for this movie would have been insane.
I think the biggest question is, with all this fan push on it, like people are literally flying banners across Burbank. Do you think now it has a chance to be made?
Honestly, I'm going to say no.
Yes.
There was even, did you see someone even bought space in Times Square?
Yeah.
And, millions upon millions of people are going to see that. But I have a feeling Disney's going to be like, who cares?
No, I think it's quite the
think
opposite.
so.
I feel like they see people pouring money into just getting Disney's attention. If you're willing to pour this much money into getting our attention, people are going to go see this movie just for the fact that, like, we got them to make it.
No, I don't think so, because they're focusing on Ahsoka and the Mandoverse and the Mando movie and Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Bob is going to be like, we don't want to confuse people. Right? I mean, they're probably going to think the average person is going to get confused.
Well,
Which
Visions
they
is coming
probably
out
will.
this week.
I mean,
Yeah, Visions is all people. Yeah, people have no idea what the hell that's
People
even
have no
about.
idea what Visions is. It's like
Yeah,
the most confusing thing.
I don't see it
Yeah.
happening anytime soon, because I think they're just going to focus on that area,
Do you think this is a publicity stunt from Disney? Like, why is this coming out now?
No, it's not, because it's Adam Driver saying this stuff. It's Steven Soderbergh. Steven Soderbergh could probably care less about any of this type of stuff. Any like hype, he doesn't care about that. I mean, he just said what was on his mind in an interview, and he said, I can talk about this now, and I'm just sad that the fans aren't going to get the movie that I created in my head.
Sad. Wishful
So,
thinking. I
yeah, I don't
guess.
think it's like a publicity stunt. Yeah, it is
Wishful
sad. I mean,
how
it's-
much? I mean, there's been so many projects we've heard about, and then nothing comes to fruition with it. And then,
yeah.
but did you hear what Soderbergh said? He asked Kathleen Kennedy, has any movie that was complete, like the script completely done, been turned down? And she said no. This was the first time Disney had done that, which makes me think all those other projects were just pitches, that there were no screenplays. So
Yeah.
this makes me realize this was the only script that was 100% completed that was ready to go that Disney said no.
That's crazy. to me.
Obviously, they had a reason for it, but what was it? You know,
Cost.
It to me, I mean, at this point in time, with all the information that we've gathered and we've read and heard, it smacks of just Bob Iger saying no to Adam Driver, and then Adam Driver goes, "Why not?" And Bob Iger's like, "Because I said so." That's what it feels like to me.
I don't
That's what
think
this whole
Bob is
thing
that
is.
kind of guy.
I don't think he could explain the reasoning, and the reason is because it was on his watch. The Rise of Skywalker wasn't an overwhelming success. They made a lot of money, but you're going to make a lot of money for your Star Wars episodic film, no matter what. Everyone's going to go see it. Well, we're going to go see it multiple times just because we're Star Wars fans. But you got to be wise. You got to be a student of history. Look at Alan Ladd. Alan Ladd bet on George Lucas because of the talent. He didn't understand what Star Wars was. It was dogs flying ships. That's all he saw. But he believed in the talent. And you got the prime walking, living, breathing talent on this planet right now saying we got a completed film. You say yes to that. You say yes and hands off and let them do their thing. And then they create $2 billion movie. And then
Easily.
you can see Twitter, Star Wars Twitter, unifying for a day, which is unprecedented over one topic. And everyone's like, yeah, we want to see this. What's the deal? It's weird.
Was this pitched during that time frame where they were really trying to get streaming up and they wanted to move away from movies?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, right?
So it was 2 years ago, I think, in the interview that was stated that this was presented, and it was either 2 years ago or it was worked on for 2 years. But it was during the time of streaming, and all the studios thought streaming was like the next thing, and of course it's not. I mean, and that didn't even make sense either, because I mean, you don't make money on streaming technically. I mean, it's the theater that gets you the money.
So they had a movie that didn't accomplish what they wanted.
Release it to the theater first, and then bring it to the
streaming.
Right. I mean, yeah, the whole pandemic mess and the day and date stuff with like Dune coming out day and date, it did not work. And now they're back to like, let's get back to the theater and not concentrate on streaming, because of course they plateaued. And what's that, James?
I was gonna say, I just saw Frankenstein this Sunday. It
Netflix
was
movie,
only
right?
What was that?
It's a Netflix movie.
It's a Netflix movie. They put it in the smallest theaters ever. AMC, Regal, Cinemark did not get this movie. I found a place in Glendale called Look that was playing it, and there was a few other places around Burbank that had it, but all the huge theaters did not have Frankenstein, because Netflix was like, well, we don't want to pay that much for distribution. We just want everybody to watch it on Netflix when it comes out on November 7th.
Right. And technically what we know is they do that because they want awards consideration. That's why they do that.
Probably get nominated for a couple of Oscars, but it is crazy that's the model now, that's what we're going towards. And who knows, maybe what if when they pitched this, Bob Iger was like, well, could it be can we do a Disney Plus series? Do you think that was maybe a topic? And then they were like, no, like this is a movie. This is a feature film.
Yeah, possibly. That sounds like that's something they would have brought up.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. And I think we'll probably get a little bit more information here and there, but not too much.
Well,
there's a span of time.
We'll never hear about it again.
I don't know. I think we're gonna hear about it because Adam Driver is about to start Heat 2, and you know that all the publicity is going to be talking about this Star Wars.
People will ask him. Yeah.
So what were you gonna say, David? Sorry.
I was gonna say there was a span of time where Bob Iger was like Michael Jordan. He was the best. He was the GOAT. He was the greatest of all time.
His first term.
He couldn't make any mistakes. He bought Pixar. He bought Marvel. He bought Star Wars. He made Galaxy's Edge. And then he left, and his successor was just horrible. The exact opposite of what Iger did in that first term. Then he came back.
Galaxy's Edge is a disaster.
Yeah.
I gotta be, and I have annual passes. I live 35 minutes from Disney World. I take my kids all the time. But Galaxy's Edge it's not what it should have been. you know, you go to Universal and the Harry Potter stuff, people love it because it's
incredible.
straight out of the movies.
You're in the movie.
You're in the movies if you're a Harry Potter fan. If it's Star Wars, we're like, where's this? Which movie was this in?
And they say Bright Suns.
That's what the average person.
They never say that in the films.
So you want to know? All right, this might be a little insider information. I don't know.
Go for it.
Should I say this? I don't know. I might get in trouble.
You don't work there anymore.
I don't. But
Are you gonna go
rumor
back to
has
Disney?
it.
They don't watch this.
Rumor has it. The Fox acquisition, Disney trying to get Fox, was important, but that happened after the movies were coming out. They didn't have the rights to that. They didn't have 4, 5, and 6 100%. They couldn't make it a planet that was in the original movies. You couldn't have characters like Han, Luke, and Leia kind of
just said a mysterious snow planet and have it be Hoth, and we all know, oh yeah, it's really Hoth.
But
I don't know if I believe that. George sold. I don't think Fox had much rights. They gave up pretty much everything. George was
Fox
smart.
just had distribution rights.
They had distribution rights, but they couldn't. But Disney, there was something they couldn't do with those Star Wars movies.
I'm not buying
and that was,
that.
and they said that was a big reason why they were trying to buy Fox and then get Fox there.
But why haven't they changed it? Why haven't they like manipulated it?
Because
I think they're slowly starting to.
Yeah, they're slowly. Yeah, they're starting to get people in there. They're trying to get Boba. There's Boba Fett's walking around. Luke Skywalker's finally walking around.
Yeah, you get him in Disneyland, but we don't get him in Orlando. It makes me crazy.
Well, that's your fault.
You come to Disneyland.
But
come to Disneyland, Greg.
Okay, what am I doing wrong? I'll change it.
But I will say, doing what they did for Galaxy's Edge. I know we're going off topic here. Doing what they did for Galaxy's Edge, I think it was you're either gonna win or you're gonna lose. Like there was no way it was, because either you do Tatooine and you have Tatooine, you have the cantina, you have it all there. And then you have that group of people saying, what, Disney can't think of anything new? Why can't they give us something new? They just had to rely on something old. And then I think that would have been an issue. And then everyone would have just started comparing it. And I think what they did at the time was good. But here's the problem. You spend millions, even billions of dollars on these attractions, and they're only for this little era of Star Wars. They're only between episode 8 and 9.
One.
You can't do much with that. And I think that's the problem, is it's in this little era. Really nothing you can do with all that space.
It was a major miss, and that's why the Star Cruiser closed.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
I went to the Star.
Disney's like, please, everyone, forget about that.
I completely forgot that they had that.
I have some insider information on
May
that.
the 4th and the opening weekend, and it was fun. Okay, but here's the problem: the people that want to bring their kids are my age, are a little bit older than you guys, probably, right? And it costs a lot of money, but I don't mind spending that if I'm going to see R2-D2 and Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett and Mandalorian. I don't want to see Kylo Ren and Rey and a bunch of characters that I don't know so well, or created characters. I mean, they were okay. I'm not knocking the performers at all. They did a fantastic job. It was a lot of fun. But I don't want to see, sequel trilogy stormtroopers walking around.
All right, let me do it. I'm going to put my greedy investor hat on.
I don't like this hat.
This is the meeting. Okay, guys.
Gross. This is disgusting.
We just acquired Star Wars. We're going to open up a Star Wars land, but we're not going to call it a Star Wars land. Or maybe we should. Maybe calling it Galaxy's Edge might be confusing. I don't know. But this is how we make it. We make it all original trilogy planets, because the people that grew up with that, they're old, they're retired, they got all the retirement money. We can take that money, and then what we could do is we could make the environments and the sets transform into the next thing. We build it so it's modular, so it's not just stuck in one time period. So once people get tired of it, we say, oh, we're going to change it to the next thing. We're going to change it to the prequels. Then we take all their money. And then we can change it to the sequels when those kids grow up. And then we take all their money. It's
Let me
perfect.
get my wallet.
The problem, so it almost felt like it's there. You can change the Smuggler's Run. You can totally put a new mission, which they're going to start doing.
And why is
Rumor
that
was-
so long?
that.
Rumor
They keep
was-
saying that.
Like a
There were
firmware
6
upgrade.
There were
No,
6.
It's happening. It's happening when Mandalorian and Grogu
Yeah.
comes out the day of.
Yeah, but
So-
how many years did that take?
It took them 6 years, but
It's
The-
happening. That's all that
what I
matters.
heard was there were multiple missions that were ready, or like
Mm.
that were almost ready to
I
go,
heard that too.
but how much money was spent on the parks was way more than they thought it was going to be, and therefore they only were able to get just one mission complete.
If only they
Insane.
were park experts and had parks for decades and almost a century.
You want to hear something? Man, I'm giving away all these secrets. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not going to give away. I heard something that made
You're
me
not going to
go,
get in trouble. The podcast is going to get in trouble.
I don't want the podcast to get in trouble either. So,
Listen,
all I
the
know is Galaxy's
podcast
Edge-
is beloved at Lucasfilm. I have good information that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are watching this episode right now together, eating popcorn, writing the Luke Skywalker show for Disney Plus.
Right, because they just finished writing the Vader movie. So, yeah.
So obviously Luke Skywalker is the next one.
Yeah.
But I think the parks cost way too much money, more money than I think they thought it was going to be. And all the things we were promised are slowly, finally happening. I remember we were supposed to see like more than what we have, like different characters walking through the parks. Droids were supposed to be everywhere. It was supposed to be insane. And then when you got there, especially in Disneyland, here in Anaheim, only Smuggler's Run was open because Rise of the Resistance was
I
delayed
remember that.
for a funny reason, which I'm not going to say. I found out about.
We did the raffle where you got to buy your tickets, and if you got online quick enough and the virtual everything, and then we also booked the hotel. If you booked a hotel on property, you got entrance to Galaxy Edge opening
Nice.
week. So we did both, so we could go 2 days and stuff. And then we got there and there was only one ride open
Mhm.
and everything. And then I remember that once they opened it to everybody, you didn't need a virtual queue to get in. They were doing boarding groups, never needed to use it. And the parks were empty. And then literally COVID hit, like 3 months later?
It was Galaxy's Edge didn't have its big moment. And that's another thing
Yeah.
everyone needs to remember is COVID pushed everything back at least a year, almost 2 years.
And I think
So-
that's where they lost on that profit. They were like, okay, we're going to open it. It's going to cost us this much, but we're going to regain this in the next 2 years, right?
And
Then COVID hit, and then it pushed it 5 years.
which makes me sad for Chapek. I'm not going to lie. I feel like he came in and was like, well, damn, like this really sucks. The parks, we cannot open the parks. Do you remember the pictures of the cats walking around Disneyland? Did you
I
ever
do
see those
remember that.
pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really great. But anyways, all I know is
Cats had a great time.
the cats had a wonderful time. All we're saying is I feel like Disney needs to take a chance. They need to take a chance on something that will actually make money, not like Tron Ares that, you know what I mean? Like
I don't think
movies-
it's that at all, James. They don't need to take a chance. Just do the thing that's going to make a lot of money.
but they're
I
scared.
mean, that's the name of the game.
They're
Why would you be
to do
scared to do something that has made you billions of dollars?
because they're like, what if it fails? What if all it is? Here's what it is.
What if the thing they did fail?
Solo, I think, scared Disney more than we want to admit. Solo terrified Disney because it was the first Star Wars project that did not make hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And they were like, wait, you mean we can release a Star Wars movie that nobody watches? And I think that was like the scariest thing for Disney to realize. And then the backlash with Rise of Skywalker, and they said, okay, we need to stop all of the movies because I think we're losing the crowd with the movies. And they're terrified. They're terrified of these Star Wars movies. And I think they're really hoping Mando and Grogu makes all that money because
There's a lot of backlash online for that.
for Mando and Grogu.
I
Yeah.
think Mando and Grogu is going to be a great movie you bring your kids to.
And I think that's what's going to make the most. That's why it's going to make a lot of money because
I
whole
think
families
it's
can go
gonna be
watch.
a lot of action. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be, just like a big fun blockbuster that dads are walking out of there with their kids and, they had a great time. That's what
Yeah.
I think is going to happen.
I don't think it's going to do that great.
Really?
I think it's been too long. Too long since last. When did the last Mando season air?
I was in Anaheim, and that
3
was
years
back
ago?
in 2 years ago,
3
2 or 3
years?
years ago.
Something like that.
All those
And then
kids
then
who
that last
loved
season
it?
wasn't well received too.
No,
Exactly.
that season
3
started
years
off
ago?
really good, dipped, then it ended well, but that dip was
Season
tremendously
3
bad.
was not for me. But season 1 and 2 I love.
Yeah.
Love.
That was a long time ago. Those kids who were obsessed with The Mandalorian probably don't really remember much of it anymore.
Yeah,
They're all,
like
they're all
the
about
kids who were
K-pop
6,
demon hunters now.
they're 12 now, and they're like, "Oh, Star Wars is for kids. We don't want to watch Star Wars anymore." And it's like,
Yeah,
that sucks.
I can see that.
That really sucks. We're
Ugh.
gonna go see it. We're gonna be there opening night to watch it. Because Lucasfilm's gonna invite us. But
If Star
but
Wars
yeah,
is going to be huge, it has to hit the kids' audience,
It does.
right?
which this
I
one
mean,
will.
That's it.
why
All
it
4
got so-
quadrants.
it really was in the original trilogy. Kids. I mean, think about you guys don't know. You guys are much younger, right? James, how old are you? You're
Don't ask
22.
Mary Craig. Come on.
22.
I can tell you my age. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm 38.
Okay.
I'm 37.
So, all right. So I'm
44.
50. Okay, so I'm 50. So I essentially grew up with the original trilogy. I mean, Star
Literally.
Wars came out in 77. I was 2.
I was negative
So,
4.
Huh?
I was negative 4.
I was
Yeah.
negative
So
11.
I grew up.
I
I
was
was
negative
that
10.
time where it was at the most where you were getting Star Wars for Christmas, and
Mhm.
Star Wars was literally everywhere. You can't even imagine the toy aisles. It was 2 aisles front and back with just wall to wall, all Star Wars stuff. Nothing was even competing with it at all. It was just on a whole nother level. And so that explosion led to all of the parents that had the kids that they're so excited to share this stuff with.
David, what are you laughing
What are
at?
you
Don't
laughing
look
at,
at your
dude?
messages, James. Do not look at it. Do
What?
not look.
On my phone?
Yeah, do not look.
Who is it? Is it Joe and Jamie?
No.
I'm
It
so
is not.
scared.
All right. Maybe we'll share it on Patreon.
Anyways, but so what Craig was saying, that magic of Star Wars isn't what it used to be nowadays. Is that
What
what
I'm
you're pretty much
saying is that we need to get the kids excited about Star Wars again.
So basically, take all your kids to watch Mando season 1, 2, and 3 all over again in the next year, so that they can get hyped for the movie.
So this
That's
is
the only
crazy.
way it's going to happen.
This is what's crazy about Mando and Grogu. You need to have watched the first 3 seasons, maybe Book of Boba Fett, Rebels, and Ahsoka to understand what's happening in Mando and Grogu.
If you haven't seen any of it,
If you haven't seen, and if you just see, oh hey, look, there's a new Star Wars movie out in theaters, let's go watch it. It has the baby Yoda because that's what everyone still calls him. No one knows that his name is Grogu. They're gonna go see this and they're gonna be lost. So this is a weird test for Lucasfilm. It's like, can they bring that crowd in? You remember that big moment when we watched the ending of season 1 of Mando, whenever Moff Gideon came out with the Darksaber, we all just went, oh, all of that is this. And then sure enough, when season 2 started, you were like, okay, Clone Wars, Rebels, this is all connected to this now. And people who didn't watch Clone Wars were so confused. Mando and Grogu's got to do the same thing. I think people really, it makes me nervous that Lucasfilm's going to be like, no, don't worry about watching that stuff. You don't have to watch, remember they said for Ahsoka, you don't have to watch Rebels to know what's happening in Ahsoka. And I'm like, how could you tell an audience they don't have to watch Rebels? That the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, I was like, oh my gosh, if you didn't watch Rebels, you have no idea what the hell's going on in this show. So anyways, was that too much? I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh man, we're letting Disney have it.
You know what we should do? We should take a break. Craig, you had something for us. I want to hear what you had for us. Okay, we're gonna take a little break here.
Fun little thing for us. So I guess we could call it their best movie, right? So we take a character.
So good.
And we
Best title.
share their best movie. So, for example, we say Yoda. What was Yoda's best movie? And we share our opinion. I have 12 different characters here.
Okay.
So let's start with Yoda. What was Yoda's best movie in your
Can I
guys?
do show?
Anything. Yeah, it could be show if you want.
Animated Clone Wars for me for Yoda.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say episode 2 Yoda, because when we saw that lightsaber fight, that was
For the first time.
unlike
PG
anything
Yoda.
ever seen in Star Wars. So yeah.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back for me also.
Oh, hi, Adam.
I mean, Yoda, just seeing him like that, teaching us about the Force was so awesome. The mythical component of the Force, I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a puppet and it beautifully like for me, you touch on a good point. The moment in Empire Strikes Back, whenever Luke is like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. We're wasting our time. They get a performance out of a puppet that I'm like, I don't know how Frank Oz and Irvin Kershner figured to have Yoda stop, sigh, and you see his shoulders like sink. And then he starts saying, I cannot teach him. And you're like, what? And that in the realization, like, wait, this little I to this day, that's like the most movie magic thing I've ever seen, was that puppet giving a performance like that. So
It was, amazing. All right. Han Solo. What was Han Solo's best movie? What do you think?
that's a tough one, man.
It's the Empire
It's
Strikes
Han-
Back.
It has to be Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I agree.
Another slam dunk.
I mean, everything about his performance in that movie and that character in that movie was perfect.
It's really hard to go against Empire Strikes Back. It really is.
Hard.
I'm about to say, are all these characters in Empire Strikes Back, as we might say, Empire?
Many of them. Many of them, actually.
Although I did like him in The Force Awakens. I thought seeing an older Han Solo, seeing that, I was like, okay,
That little mentorship to Rey.
This feels good. This feels really great.
Solid second place.
Thank you.
I like him in the original Star Wars, too. He comes in at the end, saves the day.
Yeah. That moment. Yahoo! Like,
I mean, that was incredible. Really.
It's sad that no one said Solo.
Well,
his movie.
That is sad, because we all just immediately thought of Harrison Ford as Han Solo, not Alden Ehrenreich. Although Alden Ehrenreich did a great job as Han Solo. Like, I'm gonna stand by that forever. He was amazing. So,
all right, Luke.
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be so mad.
Here he comes.
Mute him.
Mute
him.
You're gonna be so mad.
Don't you dare, James. Don't you dare.
Adam on YouTube. James. No.
We're never going to be taken seriously by Lucasfilm if you say
I was going to say The Force Awakens. What were you going to say?
I was going to say The Last
Jedi. Dialogue.
I'm going to say The Last Jedi.
You people are horrible.
For me, that like the journey of that character.
Trilogy?
Say that again.
I said, have you seen the original trilogy?
Well, no, I'm going to say Last Jedi, then Return of the Jedi. Because that moment in Return of the Jedi, when he looks at his hand, when he realizes what he's done, I was like, that's
Craig.
incredible.
Yeah,
that's
Craig,
cool.
you don't remember when Luke tossed that lightsaber?
I forget what season. Is it season 2 of Mandalorian where you get the hallway scene?
Yeah.
Of Luke, that's
God.
my Luke right there. That is the best Luke.
I remember I was just like shaking my head going, there's no way. There is no way this is happening right now. And then when that green blade came into frame, I was like, they did it. It is.
I loved it.
That was perfect. That was
My
I
whole body was
loved-
trembling.
I loved Moff Gideon's face.
As
I don't
soon as
think a
I
lot of
saw
people
the
look at it.
X-wing, I was trembling. I'm like, don't tease me.
Don't give
Yeah.
me hope.
Don't
tease
give me hope. That's
Don't
what I was
do
thinking
this.
too. I was like, the whole time I'm just saying, there's no way. Lucasfilm there is no way they're about to give us this moment. And it was glorious. It was
I loved
it was so good. So
like leading up to that episode too, it was like, it has to be Luke. It's the only thing that makes any sense. But then I was
Yeah.
like, don't believe it. Don't believe it because I don't want to be disappointed.
so
that's my Luke right there.
So the season 2 Mando's, that's your favorite Luke?
Season 2.
I
is
love
pretty
that.
good.
I love that moment too because you look at Moff Gideon's face and he looks terrified because he's the only one who knows him in that scene.
Yep.
And stuff. And all anyone knows is they see Luke dragging Darth Vader, the biggest bad in the galaxy's body out. No one knows what happened in that room.
And
So
the
now
Emperor's
Luke's-
gone.
And the Emperor's gone. So Moff Gideon's face is very much like this is the dude who killed Darth Vader.
Yep.
David,
Mine
what
is
do you got?
Empire. Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back, Luke. Luke is too whiny for me in that one.
Yeah,
They
but
said that about A New Hope too.
that's the Skywalker way.
Which is why when I get to Last Jedi, I'm like, yes, Luke Skywalker became the Jedi I wanted him to be.
I
All
see
right.
what James is saying with The Last Jedi. If you take away all of our fan expectations where Luke was going to be super incredible and not attempt to kill his nephew and all that stuff, like I can see where James is going. But for me personally, I mean, I grew up with the original trilogy on VHS. I saw it over and over and over again. And I didn't understand it until I was older. But I mean, just the sheer impact he had without me really knowing and understanding the story, and then understanding the story, you kind of question, did I understand it on like some type of level before I was old enough to understand like those complex emotions and feelings and teachings and reasoning of why the character is what he was. I saw him basically as a superhero, you know. He was like my first really big superhero, and it felt like the story was based on him. And I remember asking one of my cousins, I was like, who's your favorite character? Thinking he was going to say Luke. He was like, Han Solo. He was older than me. He's like, no, it's Harrison Ford, Han Solo. That's my favorite character. And I'm like, what? I'm like, he's second fiddle to Luke. Luke's the hero.
For me, in
Leia's
the
the
original
hero.
trilogy, Leia
I'm
Organa
like
is.
the reluctant hero.
I think.
Luke
Well,
is
looking
the
at just
reluctant
Star
hero.
Wars, A New Hope, to me, Luke is like the hero in that
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
If you look at it in like a vacuum or whatever, it's Luke for me. But
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
So was
Love
that, how many
that.
was that? Was that 3 or 4? We have one more, right? Or how do you want to do this?
I have 12 written down. I just wrote these down quick.
All right,
Uh,
let's do one
do
more.
one
Then
more.
we'll go. We'll do one more. Then
Okay.
we'll go to the next topic. Yeah.
Ben
All right.
Quadraneros.
That's an easy one. Clone Wars.
There goes Ben Quadranero's power coupling. All right.
Padme.
Ooh.
Padme. What was your favorite movie show with Padme?
I mean,
I declined to answer this one.
oh, I've heard
decline.
Mariana's. You don't want to hear her. No. Okay.
Oh,
my
I
thoughts on
remember
Padme.
what you said.
I second that. All right. I'm gonna have to say, I think I'm gonna go with Attack of the Clones, Padme.
Okay.
I think she does a lot of crazy things in that movie, and she like jumps. She just says, "We're doing this. We're doing this. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to do this." And then she breaks out of her own chains. She doesn't rely on Anakin or Obi-Wan to get out of the thing. She's fighting that monster by herself. She picks up the blaster. She was awesome. So yeah, I'm going to say Attack of the Clones, Padme.
I am going to pick one. Revenge of the Sith. And you guys can know. You two will know why.
Because she dies.
Correct.
From a broken heart.
But she
Sure.
has one of the greatest lines ever, like, written in Revenge of the Sith. This is how what is the line? This is how
So this is how Liberty dies.
Liberty dies with thunderous applause.
Thanks, applause.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. David, what do you got?
I want to say the Phantom Menace.
I agree.
I want to say the Phantom Menace. I remember in the very beginning when I heard her speak for the very first time in that trailer, she had a deep voice.
It was different.
And I was like, why did George make that decision, that
Yeah.
choice? It was because she was in the Senate with a bunch of adults. She was a young teenager. She had to sound like she was older than what she really was. I love that choice. She was essentially a kid dealing with these politicians that were just crooked, and the performance she pulls. I mean, we all know that Natalie Portman went to Harvard. She's smart. The character of Padme is smart. George picked her with all those factors in mind. And when you look at the beginning documentary, he talks about, like, yeah, Ian's always great. I was worried about the girl. The girl surprised me. She was great, and we're on our way. And just the complexity of having, like, the decoy, and then she plays the decoy. Spoiler alert. I thought that was really good. And her interacting with Jake Lloyd, a young actor that had never acted, she kind of had to carry all that in a sense. And yeah, I mean, the first movie, I mean, who knows what her nerves were. I mean, how
Must have been a
frazzled
lot.
she was. But it seemed like she's pretty cool under pressure for that. And
Yeah, and in many ways, Padme was the hero in
yeah,
episode 1. You
Yeah.
know, taking them back and, like, leading, and it's like, we're going back to Naboo, and we're gonna go find the Gungans, and, you know, going against Palpatine, even though he
Right.
was trying to manipulate her not to go back.
right. And her decision making, her patience. I think she worked really well. I think her demeanor, her acting choices.
You know,
Were-
her planet was, like, pretty
Right.
much helpless.
Right.
So I think episode 1 is my favorite.
Yeah.
Nice. That was fun, Craig.
I got more too. Anybody in
right.
the chat joining us?
Hold on. Adam just said, I have to go to bed. I just want to announce that the Star Wars Stuff Patreon Black Kyber Crystal Super Plus Premium membership tier meetup tomorrow at 2:30 in the Buc-ee's parking lot on I-35 South.
Have fun,
So
Adam.
essentially, what this means is Adam is going to be at the Buc-ee's parking lot tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. by himself because he's the only member.
But which I-35, like, which Buc-ee's is that? Is that the one in New
Yeah, there's
Braunfels?
one in New Braunfels. There's one in Temple.
There's one in
Right outside of
Luling.
Dallas now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's-
Luling. But Luing's not I-35. is
Yeah,
it?
I'm about to
It's
say
more
it
like
has to be New
I-10.
Braunfels. I think he's gonna. Okay, everybody, go to New Braunfels. You'll see
Yeah.
Adam there.
You'll catch. Adam
But
there.
next on the docket here, the Knights of Ren are making another appearance in a way that really made me mad. Right. And we texted the group. And in case y'all don't know, the book was announced, which was The Art of the Acolyte, which, like we've said before, if you could find the art of whatever Star Wars book, whatever Star Wars movie, buy it.
Yeah,
because you
they're
get
always
to
terrific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get to see all the early concepts and even the early concept of story of the script that they were working on. And Leslie Headland announced, to everybody's not surprise, that the oh my gosh, I forgot his name, Khmer, right?
Yeah, Chimera the Stranger.
Khmer, was supposed to be the first Ren in the Knights of Ren, and she goes on to explain. I mean, should we read this thing or?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to read it? It's kind of, I have to get like kind of close. If someone's eyes.
Oh, I can read it.
Okay.
Acolyte creator Leslie Headland, it says Hayland. It's Headland, right?
Yeah,
revealed Chimera would have gone on to become the first Ren, founder of the Knights of Ren. It was in the design of the character, as well as knowing that we were going to introduce Darth Plagueis, who has to end up with Palpatine as his apprentice. Following the rule of two, a precept that limited the Sith to just two at any given time, a master and apprentice. One way to keep it going It is if the stranger is the first knight of Ren, part of a Sith adjacent cult that we knew eventually survived. So, also to add to this, it was also revealed that the shot of Plagueis as a character in the story of the Acolyte was not his master. He wasn't associated to Chimere at all. He just like sensed him. So he was kind of just observing him. And so season 2 of the Acolyte would have delved more into Plagueis's like relationship with Chimere, them meeting for the first time.
So Chimere technically was maybe also the Acolyte in this plot. If Plagueis is also looking for his apprentice,
right,
which he ends up not going with, he goes with Palpatine. This sounds amazing. And she says it was all going to be introduced later in the later seasons. And it's like, why? Why were you holding that back?
Yeah.
If the Acolyte had been about Chimere and Plagueis, people would have loved it.
Right.
People were not a fan of Osha and May and that whole storyline, but I really thought Chimere was awesome. I really liked his character.
Yeah, Manny Jacinto killed it, man. That he is the Adam Driver, the Ewan McGregor of that series.
Yeah,
easily. But I'm not gonna lie.
In Japan.
I'm sorry, go on.
He was in Japan, and when I saw he was announced for Japan and he was there, I was like, maybe there's hope. Maybe they're gonna just take his character because it was so well received and start something new and give us that show, The Knights of Ren or something like that, right?
I mean, that would have been awesome to see him with Plagueis. I thought it was kind of cool, though, not knowing, because I would have liked it if Plagueis was his master.
Or at least started that way.
Yeah, well, they had a dynamic.
Right, what I just said, I mean, you heard what I said, right? Plagueis wasn't his master. Yeah, prior to, we had no idea. We were just like, what's Plagueis doing there? So yeah. But see, they did sell his Black Series helmet. That's the one piece of Acolyte merch that they sold that was actually kind of a hit.
His figure just came out too, for the Black Series. Just like literally last week, I got it.
And yeah, he was at Celebration. He was officially at Celebration, and I wanted to meet him.
And they actually tomorrow the pre-order goes up for the vintage collection version of him.
Wow.
On Hasbro Pulse, it goes up tomorrow at like 1 o'clock. So I like his character a lot. Some people can't stand him because of the show or whatever. I think they're missing out. I thought he was a great character. I think he was awesome. I thought the way he fought was awesome. It was kind of unhinged and he presents like he's not evil, but then he does these horrible evil things and like kills a child.
Almost kind of like a parallel to like a dark side Yoda type figure, like the bumbling idiot a little bit. And then he's really like a dark lord, and he's like sophisticated in reality, and his like lightsaber skill is just to the maximum level.
I wanted to get more of that story too, of like him and his former master and the scars and everything in that moment that she sensed him.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Venestra Rowe.
Venestra,
yeah. And having what was it called? Cortosis? Am I remembering? I don't know how to think about this a long time. The metal alloy that is made of and his gauntlet. It would short circuit lightsabers.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
That was an interesting concept there. And it was in the comics already. It was already known, but never in live action.
That moment where he comes like floating in behind her, I was like, this is a villain we've never seen before. And then he does that crazy force push. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I did like seeing Jedi just doing Jedi stuff. You know what I mean? Like that was, like we kind of see it a little bit at the beginning of the Phantom Menace. They're just literally gonna go settle this trade dispute. That's all they should have been doing. Then of course, 9 movies later, we finish that plot, but it was nice to see the Jedi like kind of in their heyday, just going about the galaxy. Also seeing that other cultures, if you may, know of the Force, but they call it something else. That was an interesting concept for me. Yeah, the thread.
Agreed.
I was blown away by that. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, Star Wars actually did that. They did a whole like, just because it's not called the Force doesn't mean it doesn't exist in other cultures, and they also themselves.
That's just like religion on planet Earth.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it gets to how, certain religions, what they refer to as God. And then you're like, but it's kind of the
there's
same.
like
But
Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha. Yeah, same thing.
and what was nuts though is when Carrie Ann Moss, like, what does she do? She
Carrie
like
Ann
tuned
Moss.
in to the Force.
I saw her
and,
this
like,
weekend.
you jerk. We'll get to that later. But no, that moment where she like links in with the Force and then just murders everybody by like connecting to their minds and like explode. Like I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So what I'm saying is there was cool concepts. There was really cool things they could have done with this. Then you hear this plot and you're like, what? Like that could have also been going on at the same time as this other plot. And I think people would have been really interested the whole time. But
I
never
really
gonna
enjoyed
get-
The Acolyte. I was
really-
so sad when they said no season 2. I was like, there's so much they could do with this. They didn't really give it a chance. And again, like, whose decision was that?
I think just too many people considered it woke, and they didn't want to give the show a chance.
But it wasn't even. But never mind.
I'm not
I think
debating.
some of the
I'm just
actors
saying what
involved.
a lot of people online were saying.
Some of the actors involved made statements.
But one of those
and people took that instead of the show and attached it to the show and didn't give the show a chance.
What did she say? She said something about like she said it's the main actress from The Acolyte made a statement about something.
Yeah.
And then it was like, but that was actually from her promotion of her other movie, The Hate You Give. So like the statement she said from there was
They
before
distorted it all around.
the
just
same
to
with the
make
director of the Ray movie,
clickbait.
which we still don't know if that's coming out, but how she said what she did and they took it out of context. I don't know. I hope we haven't seen the last of Manny Jacinto.
He was great.
Yeah.
I don't think we have.
You don't think we have?
I don't think we have.
Is that your hat? Is that your marketing hat you still have on there?
No, it's my creative hat.
Oh, your
right
creative
now.
hat now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still a character that the fans would joyfully love to see.
How
back
was
in
he
some
in Freakier
capacity.
Friday? Did anybody see?
I know he's in that sequel. Yeah,
He
that's
plays Lindsay Lohan's husband in that one. So
wow.
good for her.
I loved him in The Good Place. When you watch him in The Good
Yeah.
Place and then you watch him in The Acolyte, you go, there's no way this is the same dude. And
I
it's
love
just
that.
like a testament to his acting and how wonderful he is.
Just like
That's
James
so
and his acting. When you watch him act, it's like, who's this dude?
I need y'all both to stop.
We
talking.
need everyone to watch that movie right now. It's on Amazon. Go buy it.
And it's on
I
Apple.
saw the movie.
And it's on Apple.
I watched
Okay,
James' movie,
so Mary.
and I can attest it was
Yes.
very, very good.
He's the
Oh.
standout, right?
He is. Leslie was my favorite character.
I'm gonna
Like, I'm not saying this because he's my friend or a podcast host. I would
don't
say he
even
was
know him.
terrible if he was terrible, but no, he's not. He's actually really good. It blew me, and I saw it on the big screen.
Oh, nice.
And I'll say that I'll keep on saying this. My wife turned to me and she goes, "Is that how James really is?" I'm like, "No, he's acting. That is a performance. That is not James." Felt so weird.
well,
It was
thank
a very
you.
good movie.
Yeah.
The Beauty of a Blank Space.
Yes, Beauty of a
The
Blank
Beauty of
Space.
a Blank
It's on-
Space
It's on
from
Amazon.
Amazon.
It's on Apple. If you want to watch it, you have to rent it or buy it. But anyways, we're not talking about that. Put the link on the bottom. But no. But yeah, I don't think we. And I'm going to agree with David. I don't think we've seen the last of Manny Jacinto. I think he's going to come back in a project, hopefully Knights of Ren related. I mean, that would be really cool to see that. Because I don't know, all the hints, it was all there. Even the shape of the helmet looked like Kylo Ren. There was like a few music cues that were Kylo Ren's theme. And it was like,
Yeah, they did.
it's
do
all
that.
here.
Everyone
I
was
don't
calling him
know.
Smilo Ren, right? For
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not
Wow.
sure. I hope they do something with him and Plagueis. I really do, because he was a great
Yeah,
character.
they have to have something in line for Plagueis. If they don't,
They don't.
the Force be with them, because that's another slam dunk. Everyone's waiting on that. Everyone's
You know what
waiting on
Bob
that
Iger just
movie.
said? Who?
You know what would be great? They do the hunt for Ben Solo, and in flashbacks, you see Ben becoming parts of the Knights of Ren, and then you get these flashbacks of Manny Jacinto creating it and stuff, and that's how he finds all the prophecies and everything like that.
There's already comic
so good.
books. There's already comic books of Kylo Ren becoming a part of the Knights of Ren. Like
Right.
there's already comic books of him burning the temple and then the other Jedi chasing after him to go hunt him down. That plot is already out there. It's like we could totally see that in flashbacks. And then we can see another flashback of Manny Jacinto forming that group. And it's like Disney doesn't, I don't know. And then we found out also this week, David Fincher had an idea. David Fincher pitched it to Lucasfilm, and that they said no.
Was that the Jabba the Hutt movie?
No, he hasn't said which movie was
You're
his.
thinking about Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro had the Jabba the Hutt movie. David Fincher had a movie he was ready to go with, but
he wanted Final Cut.
He wanted Final Cut, which either it said Lucasfilm said they couldn't do the deal, but part of me wonders now with the latest news if it was she was like, okay, maybe, and then Disney was like, there's no way. We're gonna give a director with this much money.
But he's
Final
David
Cut.
Fincher.
He's David freaking
He's not
Fincher.
David Lozano. You don't give David Lozano Final Cut. You give
Why not?
David Fincher Final Cut.
He
We did
directed,
David Lozano final cut of our Star Wars Stuff podcast, and look at how well that's going.
right? But and then in case y'all don't know,
Co-hosts are dropping like flies.
whoa. Too soon, Craig. Too soon. David Fincher,
Not
back to
dead,
David Fincher, directed The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall produced. So she knew, and she knows his style. And that movie is, I think, that's one of my favorite Fincher movies of all time.
I don't think Kathleen Kennedy is really the issue. It's
I don't think
now
she
I'm
was the
thinking it's
issue.
her bosses.
I just want to say everyone hates on her so hard.
She's a big fan of the show, though. So
I again, it's so funny when I see people posting online like, I was watching The Land Before Time, and why was Kathleen Kennedy's
Aw.
name on this? And I'm like, because she's an executive producer on the movie. I was watching Jurassic Park, and you mean Kathleen Kennedy? I was like, yeah. Like, I don't know why y'all thought George Lucas hired her. Like, just because. You know what I mean? And
we should put her name on executive producer of our podcast
I saw her in person
and on everything else.
in Anaheim, and I was starstruck. I literally like stopped when she
Are
walked
you
by.
sure it
me.
wasn't her identical twin?
No, it wasn't her identical. It was her.
She does have one.
She does? No way. Shut your mouth.
You did not know that, James?
What?
It probably was her twin.
You're the next host that's going to leave this podcast. You did not know that?
No, I did not know that.
She has an identical twin, and she's always confused to be Kathleen, but no.
All I know is
Her name is Courtney Kennedy.
there was a woman, and there was a lot of people around her, and there was a couple of big guys like on the outside of her, which made me go, okay, this has to be actually her then, because yeah. But
All right.
anyways,
I'm going to bring up a picture. I got to save it and all that stuff.
but
I'll show you.
but yeah, I think Kathleen Kennedy has been trying her damnedest to get these like apparently I found out recently that she was trying really hard to get Disney to greenlight season 7 of Clone Wars, and they were like, what? Like, nobody wants to watch a cartoon, and she had to really fight them to get that final season, and it was beautiful.
So great.
Oh,
It
it's
was so great.
incredible.
And
All right.
then apparently, I remember that David at Celebration, when they were introducing Mandalorian for that panel, that 1st
Mhm.
panel of Mandalorian, she brought out Dave Filoni on stage, and you were like, she knows who Dave Filoni is. Like, that's pretty hardcore that she's bringing that plot into
Mhm.
this, and we didn't realize the extent of which she was bringing that Clone Wars plot into the
Mhm.
projects now. And
Yeah.
anyways,
All right. So everyone in unison say left or right for which one is Kathleen Kennedy. You ready?
this is weird.
The picture's not working.
Everyone on YouTube's like, what are they doing? Everyone listening is like, what are they doing?
So,
right now?
so yeah, StreamYard is having issues tonight, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, the
I'll
picture's,
Google it.
stuck. You know what? I'll just try and share the screen. That might work too.
Be careful.
Yeah, StreamYard isn't working. I might not be able to end this podcast. Who knows?
I'll do my best to
Just
end
forever.
it.
Here all night.
We're just gonna keep podcasting.
Yeah.
But so before we go on to our next subject,
Play some more of
Craig,
that game.
what else you got?
We're gonna play some more of their best movie.
We should have some sound effects. David, we need to put sound effects on our things over here. That's what it's for. Like, we need sound effects. You really have sound effects? What other ones do you have? Okay.
Applause.
Oh, I thought it was raining. There we go. Okay, Craig, say it again and do
I've
your.
been getting a lot of those. I feel cheated.
After every joke, he has to say that. Do I have them on mine?
Okay, here it is. StreamYard's like lagging or something. Do you see the picture or no?
No, I'm
No.
seeing
No.
you fighting for your life over there.
All right, let's play some more of their best movie while David fumbles over there.
Yeah, take it away.
I'm gonna reboot.
All right, so we're telling our favorite movie for this character. We have four. I got four more here. Anakin. What is Anakin's best movie or show? Could be Clone Wars. Could be Ahsoka.
I'm gonna.
I mean, there's only one right answer.
Is there though?
Could be the
No.
Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
No.
All right. So this is where I'm gonna get very technical.
Will this be unanimous?
So for me, Anakin Skywalker's best movie is Return of the Jedi.
No.
The
I mean,
sacrifice,
no.
what he does.
James is
But-
allowed to share.
I think that's one of my favorite performances of Anakin Skywalker. But if we're gonna say the Hayden Christensen Anakin Skywalker, like David said, there's only one answer, which is Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Mariana?
She doesn't want to say it.
I'm torn between Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith. I'll go Revenge of the Sith.
I'll go Revenge of the Sith also.
It's
I'm
ROTS.
gonna say Return of the Jedi though.
All right.
Yep.
Return of the Jedi. It's a tough one though. It's tough because, obviously
There it is.
Well, of course
I
I can
mean-
tell who's who.
That's Kathleen is on the left, no
Yeah.
doubt.
She's
in the
red.
That's
Right.
a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So are they identical twins? Or it's just
I
her
think
sister
they're
looks
still-
just like her.
well, they're twins,
Oh, okay.
but I guess maybe they're paternal because I mean, the more you look at them, the more they don't look alike.
I
But she
they
does get
definitely look
confused for at
this.
like premieres and stuff.
No,
Yeah,
I saw
definitely.
Kathleen Kennedy. It was definitely her.
Well, yeah. I mean, for us, yeah, it's easy.
The
to
producer
spot.
of the Flintstones, I saw her in person. All right. The producer of the Goonies, I saw her in person. Okay.
The producer of the Diving Bell and the Butterfly. I saw her.
This is Cosmo. He's
Did she
coming
really
for a
produce that
visit.
movie?
Yeah.
Ah, cute.
Is that a lynx?
He is a Maine Coon. Do you guys know what a Maine Coon is?
No.
They're very
cat.
large cats.
Oh.
If you look at his. If you look at the front of him, he's actually got a lion's mane in the front here.
Oh, okay.
What about the back?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
He's got a big fluffy tail. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Look up
Like
Maine
the-
Coons. They're
Huh.
very big cats, and they have a very chill disposition. They're very
Hmm.
very relaxed. They're very cool.
I've
How
had
much
my
does he
share.
weigh?
Yeah, about to say, how much does he weigh?
He's kind of small for a Maine Coon. He's probably about 12 pounds. But I have another
Little.
one who's bigger. His brother is bigger. He's much bigger, actually. If you saw him side by side, you'd be like shocked how much bigger the other. If his brother's standing up, he can touch the light. Like if he was trying to turn on a light, he could.
Oh,
You
wow.
see, like
Yeah.
a cat jumping on me in the middle of the night would wake me up. But one of those things would kill me. You know what I mean? Like if it jumped on my chest middle and I'd be like, oh my God. Like I
They're
thought
not
I'd be murdered.
neurotic. They're not neurotic cats. They're very like relaxed. They're kind of like dogs. They follow
Aw.
you around a lot. They want to sleep next to you. They're very chill.
What other
Good
like
thing.
exotic animals
Where's
do you
the
have there,
next?
Craig?
Well, I've got Colin in the corner. He's tethered to Zach.
Wait, Zach's there and Zach didn't want to podcast with us?
Yeah,
Oh,
well, yeah.
rude.
So they
All
took
right.
a Disney trip and they didn't tell us.
Back to your game, Craig, please.
Okay. All right. Their best
Please.
movie,
Yes.
R2D2. R2D2. What is his best movie?
For me,
Return of the Jedi.
because he shoots the lightsaber out of his head.
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
For me, same thing. Empire Strikes Back. When he fixes the hyperdrive in the Falcon, that is just incredible. That's
Also
like
pretty awesome.
yes. So I'm gonna say Empire Strikes Back.
That's a tough one. He has so many awesome moments.
Anytime
How-
anyone asks
how
me
about-
something,
A New Hope. He takes off in the middle of the night to go find Obi-Wan.
That's true. He does say, oh, he
Ah.
tricks Luke into taking off the thing
Yeah,
to go look for Obi-Wan.
that's pretty awesome. He's got a lot of awesome moments,
And
he's
then he
pretty
downloads-
amazing in Revenge of the Sith. He with the super battle droids, he lights them on fire. To
That's
get the
true.
elevators working.
What do you
What were
got,
you gonna say,
David?
David?
Saves them all in episode 1. He's put with the shields. I mean, it's hard to pick an awesome. Which one is his most amazing movie? Because he's awesome in them all.
yeah, I mean, I'm thinking the thing that pops in my head now, but not back then, would be the Phantom Menace when he basically saves the entire Skywalker bloodline by popping out into space, and you see all those astromechs being blown away, and then you hear what's that guy's name? I forgot his name.
Hanaka.
Naka. He said, look, there's a droid, or he says something like that. And I think like Rick Ollie
Rick
goes,
Ollie. Rick Ollie.
that droid did it. And
Right past the
Little Roy
main,
did
yeah.
it.
yeah.
So Phantom Menace.
Is a good one.
So Phantom Menace, and you
I
took
don't know, man.
He
Empire
has
Strikes Back.
because he's fighting with Yoda over the lamp.
he has the best answer, and I use it almost as
know which one
a
you're gonna say.
monthly basis. When somebody asks me like a ridiculous question at work or just in life in general, I'll just tell them the City Central computer told me.
You know what was really cool though in A New Hope, whenever he connects to the Death Star, that's how he's able to have that map to Luke in Force Awakens. Was that like the theory? Was because
I
he
didn't even think about that.
that's what I had heard. That's why he had the map, because they were like, he has a lot of maps in his system, and that's what it was. When he was connected to the Death Star, he downloaded a bunch of star systems that
Plus,
they had.
what about this? In A New Hope, he's the one that gets them off on the escape pod.
Yeah.
The beginning
He's
of the
like,
movie.
I'm taking off. And I was like, where are you going?
Yeah, he was gonna leave him there too. He was like, "You
Yeah.
can stay here."
Yeah, there
It's
are no
fine.
life forms.
I mean, R2 has been
You know
pretty
what?
amazing.
Don't get mad. That little brief moment in The Last Jedi when he shows Luke. Oh, first when he yells at him and Luke says, "Hey, sacred planet, watch your mouth." Like I was like, that's the funniest. That's like the most R2D2
Hmm.
moment. Him yelling at Luke, like, "Where did you go? You left us all alone." And then he's like, "I can't come back." And he goes, "Oh yeah, watch this." And then he shows Leia.
No.
I was like, "Oh, that was
And yeah, like the tones, like the beeps and the boops, they sound like human emotion.
Yep.
Yep.
And then they did that with BB-8 in the very beginning at Celebration. We heard
I
his
remember
voice.
that.
He sounded like a baby because he was a baby droid. And then Ben Schwartz and Bill Hader changed it. And it's like, oh, wrong decision.
Yeah, if you watch the celebration footage, you'll hear it. But also, if you watch that first teaser trailer, The Force Awakens, you hear that baby talk as he's rolling. That
Mhm.
like you hear that, but they got rid of it. So
That's
All
a
right.
tough one for me. I don't even know which one I could.
All the above.
I might go A New Hope on this one. I mean, he takes off in the escape pod. He takes off to go find Obi-Wan. He gets shot down by Vader at the end of the movie, when he's trying to help Luke, trying to increase the power.
Yeah.
So that's a really tough one. I'll go A New Hope on that one.
Solid. I think that's a good
I think
choice.
R2 is like the most beloved character.
He's the best. He's been through
He
everything.
really is. They really did like almost nothing with him in the sequels. I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
All right. C-3PO. What is C-3PO's best movie?
None of them. I'm just kidding. No. He's annoying. He always annoyed me as a kid. Always annoyed
So
me.
sad.
I like him.
He broke up the kiss between Han and Leia. Like, I'll never forget. But what do y'all got?
But he had one of the best lines in the sequel.
Okay, so
I'm
in
looking
Return
at
of the
My
Jedi,
Friends
you
for
have
one
him with
last
the
time.
Ewoks. He saves them from getting eaten by the Ewoks,
Yeah.
right?
I can't pretend that I'm a deity.
Let's see. What does he do in Empire? And he also does the
Get blown up?
interpreting in Jabba's palace.
I like that Luke doesn't tell him the plan. Like, he tells R2, but he's like, I'm not telling
Master
this dude the
Skywalker, you're
plan.
standing on the.
I don't know what my favorite 3PO movie would be.
I know a lot of people liked him in Rise of Skywalker.
I liked him in Rise of Skywalker.
Ooh, when he got the Sith eyes.
That was pretty
He
cool.
was pretty funny in Rise of Skywalker, but I'm not taking that over an original trilogy movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't do
most
it.
of these answers going to be Empire for me. There's so
I
many
mean,
great moments.
in
that
Empire,
character
he got
moments.
blasted apart, right?
Yeah.
And he was going to warn the others before that happened.
Oh no, I've been shot.
At least you're still in one piece. Look what happened
Look what
to me.
happened to me.
And in A New Hope, he had quite a bit with R2.
What a desolate place this is. I don't know. He's never really been my favorite character. He's
Yeah,
always
see-
annoyed me.
And it's interesting because I don't think any other like big movie had ever done that where you had two characters, one you could understand and then the other you couldn't. And Anthony Daniels had to carry both conversations technically by getting the context from what Anthony Daniels was saying in response to what C-3PO's beeps and boops were.
You know what's insane?
And they did that perfectly.
When you watch A New Hope, you realize the beginning of the movie, the first like 20 minutes of that movie is the droids. You don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like how crazy George Lucas was in the editing to be like, let's just stay with these guys.
You mean Marshall?
Or Marshall. Yeah, it was probably Marshall.
But we're trying to figure out what is his best movie. What is C-3PO's best movie?
Maybe it's A New
Rise of
Hope.
Skywalker.
I might have to go Rise of Skywalker.
It's hard to. Empire is just so flawless, but I think I would go maybe A New Hope on
Me
that
too.
one.
Nice.
I think I just love Anthony Daniels a lot.
I mean, and he does try and help out at the end of Return of the Jedi also with the distracting. And hello there, you're looking for me.
You say over there.
Yeah, so but he did so much in A New Hope, so I'm gonna go with A New Hope. We'll do one more.
Okay.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ooh.
What is Obi-Wan Kenobi's best movie?
The movie where he sat on the log as a force ghost.
Earlier I was gonna make that comment when you were like, they were doing this. I was like, you had a ghost sitting down because he was like, I am exhausted. I need to sit.
I'm so tired of this dark side nonsense.
so tired of this Luke Skywalker. Gosh.
What's the cat's name, Craig?
Cosmo.
Cosmo. Okay.
Cosmo.
Some
Great.
fr-
Watching us on
Named
YouTube.
after Cosmo Kramer.
Eh.
I love that. A
Um,
Seinfeld
He's
character.
Cosmo Kitten, and that's who he's gonna be.
Man, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
If I
that
don't
is
pick him up,
hard.
he'll try and jump on my leg, and then he'll tear me up. That's why I'm picking him up.
Oh, well, he's not declawed or anything.
No, you don't
Oh,
want to
man.
declaw your cats.
Remember, what was that scene on Elf? She's like, well, how many? I can't declaw them all. How many do you have? 12? Okay, I'll be over as soon as I can. Anyways, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I keep trying to pick Alec Guinness or Ewan McGregor.
I know it's tough.
I might. I don't. I think I'm gonna say A New Hope.
I'm gonna agree, but it's a tough one.
It's a tough one because, and it's not the one you think. Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan Kenobi is also really, really good. That is a very good Kenobi, but man, Alec Guinness just killed it. That smile he gives when he sees Luke and Leia, like, I think for me that's the image that pops into my head when I think of Obi-Wan, and it's like that's the one.
I want to say Obi-Wan Kenobi the series because remember when he like hid little Leia in the trench coat and he walked out?
Yeah.
I love that. What's
what I
her
was
name? What's the
Like
actress?
Little Rascals and
Vivian Blair. She was like, she goes,
Lillian-
how come nobody noticed? She goes, it's so obvious. Like, how come nobody looked and saw me there? It's so funny. Anyways, so you got to say Kenobi, the series?
of course then I'm gonna say A New Hope.
Okay, good. Mariana.
Empire Strikes Back. Just kidding.
He had like 3 lines. He's like, "You'll go to the Dagobah system. There you will meet with Yoda."
There
The
you will
Jedi
meet
Master
Yoda.
Yoda.
That's the best Kenobi. No,
What do you
I don't know. I'm torn between A New Hope and the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
How about we do this? Who was the better actor, Ewan McGregor or Alec Guinness?
No way. I
like-
can't do that.
Well,
No
Alec
way.
Guinness
Sacrilege.
only had a certain, he only had the first movie and then cameos in the second and
The
third.
Academy Award winner or the non-Academy Award?
But
Academy-
that one movie and those couple lines were so impactful.
Then the Empire has already won.
You were only hope.
But for me, it's A New Hope. Like that's so good. And I love all these years later, that smile that he gives in A New Hope has a whole different meaning now.
Yeah, when he sees
I'm
the
like,
twins.
God, that's such a, I'm pretty sure Lucas did not have that in mind when he did that. And it's like, I
Right.
wonder what
But
he
it
told Alec
works
Guinness.
perfectly now.
Now
He
it's
won.
like,
At that moment, he knew he won.
yep, he was like, they're together. So
Yep.
that's it. And then watch out. Beautiful.
And that's why there needs to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2.
Agreed. Also, like that series had some of the best lines.
All I know is Ewan McGregor is almost as old as Alec Guinness was, right? I'm just kidding now, but he's
He's
Ewan
older.
McGregor's
right?
not
He's getting
young.
there. He's
Yeah.
getting there.
what's that?
And he
that-
loves Star Wars. He wants to keep coming back. He wants to do as much as
he loved
can.
it so much he wanted to be in Andor season 3. Like that's how much he loved it.
It's like you
Poor guy.
are, but it's Alec Guinness. A New
Right.
Hope is Andor season 3.
Oh man. I wonder how embarrassed he was when he found that out. David, do that Ewan McGregor yell right now.
Which one?
May the force be with you. And then he just screamed.
Oh,
From Celebration.
our intro on the podcast, on the audio podcast.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Ah!
Why did he do that?
He's
He's
excited.
man. He finally was getting his due from the fans.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused right now because Craig is not here. So
He's taking
think
care of
Cosmo.
Cosmo.
oh, okay.
Cosmo
gotcha.
has captured him.
All right. So
You got rescued.
He's reappeared.
I had to feed the cat. Otherwise, he would have tried to jump on my leg, and he's got really sharp claws.
All right,
So-
guys.
What a responsible pet owner you are.
Well, my legs. He did it like a month ago, and then it's like.
So I remember the reason why I asked if it was declawed. I'm not a cat person. I don't know a lot of cat people. I do have a cat cousin. She loves cats, but she probably doesn't take care of
I
them.
thought your
So
cousin.
I don't
was
know
a
what the
cat.
proper thing to do. No, my
I got a
cousin.
cat
I'm not making reference as a cat as a cousin, but I went to an acquaintance's house, and they go, "Oh, the front paws there's no claws. They're declawed, but the back paws, watch out." I'm like, okay. And I had the front paws on me, and then all of a sudden, just boom, like needles in my thigh. And I was like, how do you have this thing in this house? Through my denim on my jeans, straight through all the claws. And I was just like, ah!
And then
I'm
he
like,
just
how
whispers
do
in your
people
ear.
have these things in their house?
And then he
Well,
whispers
some
in your
cats are really neurotic, but like that's what I'm saying is like Maine Coons are very chill. He wouldn't try and scratch me to like hurt me. It's because he wanted to climb in my lap, just to sit on my lap. So that's why I kept picking him up.
Right.
Like if I don't pick him up, he's gonna try and climb his way up.
I've never had cats. I don't think I could handle a cat. I'd be too scared to get scratched up because I would feel bad declawing it.
Yeah.
I have a dog. I've got a little weenie dog.
I've got 4 dogs.
I got 1 dog.
I got 1
Somewhere.
dog and 2
I don't know where she
cats.
is. All right. Next subject.
All right. So SpaceCon happened.
Whoa, we're already an hour and a half into this. I feel like this is a whole
Get
other
ready
hour.
for 2 more hours of just
I know.
David talking.
There's so much SpaceCon stuff.
There's so much SpaceCon stuff.
There's so much FOMO watching all your pictures.
Yeah,
Baseball
which I
stuff,
can't load on
baseball
StreamYard. So maybe
Crap.
you want to end the podcast and do a new podcast because I can't load any pictures.
Oh,
Well, you posted some of them to the Instagram, right?
yeah, but
A
he can't
couple
even
of them.
share that one though.
We have so
Yeah.
much content that we have 2 episodes worth.
A whole
Everyone, go to the
2 episodes.
Instagram right now. Go to
Yeah.
the Instagram, and you can start seeing the pictures.
Are our
Yeah, for
listeners
sure.
still awake, or did they
Yeah.
fall?
No, we still have people watching.
Yeah, we got a lot of people watching. It's increasing over time here. So yeah,
Nice.
SpaceCon happened. We had a booth there. Thanks to Countdown City. They're like, yeah, let's have a table. Ted, hopefully he's still watching. He's probably still watching. Ted doesn't sleep. So we were there. James was
did Ted-
invited. He couldn't go. What's
Mike,
that,
any
Craig?
more questions for Ian McDermott?
Yeah. Ted can answer that. I can't click on any buttons. So James, don't leave. You're gonna have to end the podcast. I can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bye,
No
guys.
Stay on
work
forever.
So yeah, SpaceCon in San Antonio, my backyard, James's former backyard. It happened. A bunch of big stars: Ian McDermott, Lando.
Billy D.
I like that Ian McDermott and then Billy D. Williams is Lando. Like, there's no. Is that Billy D. Williams? No, that's Lando. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Dryden Voss was there.
Oh, that's
Natasha
right.
Lou.
Okay.
Yeah, Natasha Lou Berdizzo, Ivana Sakno. Who else was there? I'm trying to remember. I have no pictures.
Giancarlo.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Did you meet Giancarlo Esposito?
I actually did. And now no one's going to believe me because they're not going to see any of the photo proof.
But
But
there is.
so we have a friend. AI generated. We have a friend, Haley, who we met last year through Legion Sabers, which is a partner of ours. We became friends with her, and she became friends with a lot of people all across the country because she goes to all these conventions. And she met Giancarlo, I believe, at a different convention, and they became friends. And Haley told me so many weeks ago, hey, there might be a possibility we might go out to dinner or something or hang out with Giancarlo. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Whatever.
And I was like, yeah, I didn't tell anyone. I was like, yeah, okay, that's going to happen. So I think it was Friday night. It was towards the end of the con. And Haley goes, let's go meet Giancarlo. I was like, okay, that can happen. So Giancarlo had this long line of autograph people to get his autograph. And of course, I've been in that situation where my feet are on fire. I just want to get through the line, be done with, get my autograph or photo up, and get out of there. Go sit down somewhere, go back to the hotel or whatever. So it was my turn to be that person to go to the front of the line and have Giancarlo halt everything and be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I'm like, "Hey, you're acting like you know me, but you don't." And I was like, "Yeah, we met in London." And he goes, "Yeah, I remember." And I'm like,
No, you
Come
don't.
"Come on, man."
You don't remember everybody.
And I said that to him. I was like, "You don't remember me?"
all the time.
And he goes, "I remember your face." And I'm like, that's one hell of a memory if that's true. Because I was all the way back in 2023. He does like 50 conventions a
Probably
year.
has you confused with somebody else.
Another David.
I don't know. But yeah, Haley's good
Probably
friends
a
with
big fan
Giancarlo.
of the podcast himself.
Yeah. And I told him I host this podcast, Star Wars Stuff Podcast. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he started talking about podcast stuff, like topics and stuff. He's like, and I'm not going to use the same language he did, but very, very loud. He was like, "Did you see that expletive guy that flew that plane with the banner that said Ben Solo movie, whatever?" I was like, "Yeah." And then we started talking, like we were on the podcast together. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, all these people behind me.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, "Okay, it's time to get out of here." And he goes, "You know what? Let's take a selfie." I'm like, okay. So he took a selfie and we faced the line of people. And I didn't want to look at those people in the eyes.
You should have. You should have been like,
So-
"This is my moment."
So he gets in there. He puts his arm around me. We take the selfie. You can see the picture, I think, on Patreon. I think I've already posted it there. And then Haley's mom walks up. So extends the visit.
Oh, no.
He starts dancing. And then he greets Haley's mom. And then they have a long talk. And I'm like, I don't want to be killed. I was like, please, Force gods, end this quickly. It's like, I need to get out of here. Because I've been in that situation so many times. Celebrities will see like friends, close friends, and everything halts and stops. Or someone starts telling a story or whatever. And we finally got out of there. And then at the end, Haley was like, "Pull the car around for Giancarlo." And I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "He's going to come out on that same exit." And I was like, "Okay." Luckily, I was parked in that area, so I didn't have to walk to like lot 8 or whatever, like 2 miles away. So I was like, "Okay, all the stars are aligning." So I had my car that I deliver pizza in there. I quickly cleared out all the cheese and peppers and the plates and everything that was like
You know you're
around.
supposed to be delivering that food, David, not eating it.
So as a delivery driver, you're supposed to
Here's my
have like
wrist shot.
backup plates and cheese and peppers and stuff. So I
want
threw it
my
in the
wrist
trunk,
shot.
cleared it out. I didn't know who was getting in my car. So I pulled it around, and lo and behold, Giancarlo walks out with his like fedora and his all in black in the night, opens my passenger door and just sits down next to me. And I'm like, this is really happening.
How surreal.
And he shakes my hand, and then he just sits there and looks forward, and he looks down and he goes, "What's all that about?" And I said, What are you looking at?" He's like, "All those flashlights. Why do you have so many flashlights?" I said, "Well, I deliver pizza as a secondary job to kind of support like the podcast and stuff like that." And then he says the most interesting thing. He goes, "What else do they do?" And that's a weird question to ask for a flashlight. What else does it do?
It shines a light.
So I was like, "Oh, they're actually also stun guns too." And I was like, "You want to see?" And I pulled the flashlight out and I shot the stun. And I was like thinking he was going to react, and he didn't flinch or nothing. And he's like, "Oh, interesting." He's like, "Can you shoot far with it?" And I was like, "No, you have to be up close to stun whatever." He's like, "Have you ever had to use them?" I said, "Thankfully, no. But I mean, it's there as if a dog attacks me or something. There's like a rabid something.
By this point, you must have been like, I'm having a conversation with Giancarlo Esposito. You know what I mean? Like,
So,
you're like, there's
yes
no way
and
this is
no.
happening.
So I will say this: he is the way you think he's going to be. I've been telling everyone about this. It was like I was taking my uncle to dinner. He acted like he was my uncle. If you know what that's like.
Yeah.
So that's what it felt like. My older uncle taking him out. that was the vibe. And I mean, he was wearing like all his designer stuff, and he was just cool. I mean,
He seems like a really cool guy.
yeah. I mean,
I got to meet him in Orlando at MegaCon,
Yeah,
and there wasn't a line at that point. We went towards the end of the day, and so he was chatting with us, and
yeah. I mean, he was just like normal, you know. He
Yeah.
didn't act like this like supreme greatest actor living or anything. He was just like a human being, you know. I mean, he was like a guy, you know.
That's
And
so cool.
I had to drive in all that crazy traffic in downtown San Antonio, and of course, we ended up going to the place where every tourist ends up is Mi Tierra,
which is great. Great Mexican food.
I
I think
my
it's
parents took me there so many times. I'm just like, I never want to come back here. So I hadn't been there in like decades. I took my wife once because she wanted to go, and they got like a famous like bakery thing where people get like Mexican sweet bread, and it's famous for that. And they got pictures of like presidents that have been there and stuff like that. And Ted went along with Aiden, his son. They got there before us, so he was able to tip off management and everyone that was there that he was coming in, like what like protocols and stuff we should do. And when we ended up going over there, I remember that they had changed the parking lot situation to where they made it all valet. So you had to get like a valet parking thing, but the lot was full. But Giancarlo was like, I don't even know if I should be telling this, but he was like, just go in there. And I was like, yes, sir. I was like, Giancarlo just told me, Moff Gideon just gave me a direct order. I was like, let's do it. So, yeah, we got kicked out by a valet. There's a parking lot right next door. We parked there. We enter, immediately started getting recognized. Oh, my God, it was so great to see you. I'm like, okay, that's one. And then that's two. Okay. Three more people. It's like, how famous is Giancarlo Esposito?
Very.
He's super famous to me, but I wouldn't think to just the random person on the street.
Breaking
But
Bad.
yeah, just about every fourth person had a reaction, and you could tell. And I was like watching. Nobody was looking at me; they were looking at him, and I was able to look at other people looking at him, and like everyone's whipping out their phones. And
Like,
we finally,
who's that guy with David Lozano from the Star Wars podcast?
Who's so cool to hang out with David?
so yeah,
How
we
do you
get to
know
the
David?
table. Yeah, we get to the table, and I love the fact that Giancarlo speaks up. I never have to say excuse me or what did you say? Can you repeat that? No, he is loud enough for the whole room to hear him, really. But I love that. I love loudspeakers, and he's very clear. He's very articulate. Of course, he's an actor. But
When's
yeah,
he going to
he
be
would-
appearing on the show?
Who knows? Maybe that'll happen. But yeah, very cool. He talked about a lot of different things. He talked about cars and bikes and houses and the situation in Germany with the bike and
Dark Troopers.
along the walls. There's paintings of people, and what's funny is I think I was telling Mary today. It was like the stars truly did align because every question that he asked Ted and I about our culture, we're Mexican Americans, we were able to answer, which was fantastic because I consider myself not to know as much as I should know. So that's kind of a tough thing sometimes, but every question we knew the answer, and I was like, thank you. So yeah, and I mean, of course, I didn't want to be like, oh, let's take a selfie, let's do this, let's do that. But the situation arose where I was able to take a picture of us at the table, and I did that. And he goes, David, that wasn't a good one. Let me pose. Let's do it this way. And we did that, and the picture was better. And then everyone else from like customers to the cooks came out just to say hi to him and talk to him. And I was like, is he going to be able to eat? I was wondering that. And then finally it slowed down and they kind of left him alone. And yeah, it was normal. I mean, he asked us questions. We asked him questions about things. And he didn't give us like NDA type answers, but I mean, he gave us the answers that he could give us about Marvel, about Star Wars. But I mean, nothing like spoilery. But I mean, he answered like what he could answer, and it was fun, and he didn't seem to mind. But yeah, we were out, and people were taking pictures, and there was this one lady that just started taking video of him from like 6 feet away, and we're just eating. And Ted looked at me like, "Is this lady serious?"
What is she gonna do with that footage? Like this?
Yeah, and then Giancarlo proceeded to tell us about him and his daughters, about like kind of what he goes through, and I won't get into the specifics, but he told us like kind of how his life is when he encounters stuff like this, and it's usually all the time. But yeah, he was cool, man. It was like going to dinner with my uncle. Hadn't been to a dinner with one of my uncles in a long time because I was born very late in my parents' life, and all my uncles, my experience with them was when I was a little kid, and they were like larger than life, kind of like Giancarlo. So that's what it felt like to me. So it was kind of like a throwback type thing. And he saw a picture of a guy on the wall, and he goes, he hits me on the shoulder. He's like, David, looks just like Spike Lee, right? I just started laughing, and he was laughing too, and it was kind of funny because he was trying to identify people. And thankfully, like I said, I knew some of the people he was saying, and then Ted knew some of the people.
That's awesome.
And it was like we were able to answer his questions. So I was like so thankful for that. And yeah, it was cool. Then after that, dropped him back off at his hotel. But the crazy thing is, and I mean, my mind is somewhat going a million miles per second, kind of, with the ridiculous of this situation. When we were driving to the restaurant, the announcement that Giancarlo is going to be one of the guests at Rebel Scum Con happened. And then I do one of these. I look to my right, and I'm looking at the dude incarnate in my car, the car that I delivered pizza, and I'm looking at the guy they just announced for the world to know that he's going to be at their con exclusively, and he's sitting next to me in my own car. It's weird,
cool.
right?
Super cool.
So, but yeah, I mean, he was, I mean, he's a real person, you know? And of course he's a real person, but I mean, there's nothing about him that made me like him less. He's kind of what I expected. So yeah, it was a cool experience, and one that I won't forget. And I thought back on my whole journey for this podcast, and a little bit before. So once I went to my first celebration in 2015, there was a person I became friends with on Facebook, and this person was hanging around and driving Star Wars celebrities around. And I was like, there's no way I'll get to that stage in my life where that's happening for me. And I thought back, I was like, man, it took me 10 years to get to this point. But yeah, he was there. I dropped him off. And the streets were busy. I had to park in the valet area, have him hop out. He left his phone in my car. So I sped away, thinking I was going home. But then I get a text.
You should have looked for George's number in there.
Man, it could have been a test. Who knows? But I was like, I'm going to do the right thing. Not even going to touch it. I saw it there. He had it face up. It was locked. But the curious thing was that it wasn't on the auto close. So it was just permanently lit. Oh. So I don't know. So yeah, he came back, or I drove to the hotel. I parked in the valet, got out, and these group of kids came out walking, and they're like, was it him? Is it him? I was like, okay, well, he's right there. He's in the lobby. So yeah, just sitting right there by himself in the lobby is Giancarlo Esposito. And he's like, and
you have something that I want.
You have something that belongs to me.
He should have said that. He didn't say that, but he goes, David, I left more than that in your car. And I was like, okay, you want to go back to the car? So we went. I'm not sure if it was like his wallet or anything, but he had a bag of something. I didn't look in it, but I don't know. Maybe it was his like earnings for the day, or I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I'm on the up and up on that, and that's what happened, and it was cool. So
That's
next
A
time
great
he sees me
experience.
at Rebel Scum Con when we all go in Frisco, he should remember me. Hopefully, I'll just be like, "Hey, I'm
Hopefully.
the guy that drove you to dinner."
Like, yeah, I remember your
He
face.
remembered you from the first time.
I don't know if that's totally true, but he should remember me now because I would think he would. So
That's so
Yeah.
exciting.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm
So yeah,
jealous.
that was day one. So yeah, we had the booth. Adam, the guy that was commenting tonight, our black hybrid crystal tier member, he was there. Adam, and he was great. He helped with the booth. He helped break down the booth. He helped Haley with one of her interviews. He's got a really wild story too. He ended up in the green room with Ian McDermott, Natasha, Ivana, Matt Wood, everyone from SPACECON. I'll probably tell it on Patreon at some point. But yeah, he was awesome. He gave me like my second wind because I was getting tired. I was getting sleepy. I was getting a little bored. He showed up and we joked around a lot. When I was laughing in the podcast so much, he took a picture of me doing something with the stormtrooper that you have to do. Okay, you have to do this certain thing with the stormtrooper to disassemble it, and it's very odd looking. So
Is that the picture that you said don't look at your phone?
yeah.
All
If you want to look at your phone now, James, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm not
But yeah, luckily we did the raffle. We didn't have as many participants as we'd like for the Stormtrooper raffle, but we did make a little bit of money for the podcast, which is great. I think enough to cover our hosting for StreamYard, and so that's covered. And it was a success. Sunday was the panels for Natasha and Ivana, who play Sabine, and Shin in live action and Ahsoka. I was able to go backstage and see them enter. And thanks to Ted, he was like, okay, Natasha's panels first. I have her plushie. You can tell her, hey, give it to her. She can throw it out to the crowd before or after. Just let her know. She can just toss it to the crowd. Also, you can hand her your lightsaber and give her the option to take out the green blade. And she took my lightsaber. And it's a Legion saber, so you have to be a little savvy with it to know how to turn it on and turn it off, where you do like the flick of the wrist thing. She said, no, I think I'll pass. So Natasha, very, very much kind of the same concept as Giancarlo. Very, very much a human being. I know it sounds weird, but I mean, yeah, just a standard like young lady, you know, and she was nice, polite, genuine, and she was really cool and very, very. After the panel, when she got off, I told her, fantastic panel, really liked it. She's Australian, so that her accent really is nice for our American ears to hear. And yeah, she was really cool, really nice. We took a picture outside, me, her, I think Haley, Ted, Tommy, and she was cool. She was awesome. The next panel, same thing with Ivana. I know she's from Ukraine. She's not English is not her first language, so I was expecting maybe like a little bit of trouble with English. No trouble at all. Better speaker than me, you know. It's one of those type of things.
David.
Yeah, it was one of those type of things. And the thing that blew me away about her is her height. She's almost as tall as me. I'm 5'11".
So she's taller than me. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I didn't look at what her like footwear was, so I mean that might have like changed things. But I mean, just a lot like Daisy Ridley, how like non-petite they were. I mean, they're not like huge ladies or anything, but I mean, they're formidable. I can say that. I mean, it makes sense that they put a lightsaber in their hands. But yeah, super nice, super sweet, genuine. Took a picture with her outside next to the backstage. Panel was great. I think she got a question in Ukrainian as well. And Adam over here learned some Ukrainian and spoke it to her, and it like
Aw.
surprised her. And then she spoke back, and of course Adam didn't know what she said.
He was like, what?
But yeah, he was trying to one up me there. But yeah, I really wanted to meet them. I had never met them before. Also, Ian McDermott. What was funny, he had a total Yoda type moment because he walked in very gingerly backstage. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, he seemed kind of fragile. And then when Ted announced him for the panel, he starts his climb up the stairs and picks up speed and then like drops 40 years of age on his body and is super animated. And it's like he was like reserving his energy or something because, yeah, I mean, he was into it. His panel was great. Craig had a lot of great questions. Oh, going back to Giancarlo, I asked Giancarlo the question that you had for Ian to answer. Why did Palpatine put his hand on Anakin's forehead when on the lava banks? He answered it perfectly, and it was his point of view that was the difference maker. Because for me and you, Craig, we had seen the original trilogy. When Giancarlo saw that movie for the first time, he'd never seen the original trilogy. And he was like, the reason why Palpatine put his hand on his head was to inform the audience that Anakin was still alive. That's the reason, he said. That's, yeah, it makes total sense. And of course, it's hard to argue with them because, I mean...
That people thought he would have been dead?
Right. But for our point of view, we all know he's Darth Vader. You know, we all know he's not going to die.
But the Emperor says he's still alive.
But the fact that putting his hand on his head, I mean, I think that was either after or before. And Craig had the question, why did he do that? Why was that a choice? Because Palpatine didn't have to do that.
Yeah, it was like almost like an affectionate thing.
Yeah. And for our point of view, we know that he's not going to die. But from the audience's point of view, if you're a little kid watching it, 1, 2, 3,
he goes, he's still alive. Get a medical capsule immediately.
Right.
And then that's when he goes down there.
Yeah, but from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Just want to throw that out there.
All right, so going back.
Well, then you are lost.
Let me see, try and get these pictures up. But so yeah, I told both Natasha and Ivana that I would see them again, get their autograph and their pops, because I bought a whole bunch of pops for Sabine and Shin for the raffle. And I took one of each to each of them. They signed it. Another great conversation, very genuine, very warm, fantastic fan experience. And I noticed that with everyone else, so they're great. So if you want to get their autograph photo op, do it.
Did Ted get video of the questions?
It'll be posted on YouTube. You'll see it eventually. All the panels get posted.
Because I feel like I had some really good questions about Palpatine's character.
Yeah, I think there was an issue with like being late with the panel. So I think they almost like went straight to audience questions.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
There were some good questions, I'll tell you that.
So my idea was to take their pops, get them signed, then take them to them in the photo op and have them in the photo. So technically, I wouldn't have to go to JSA to get them authenticated because you see them holding it. But I mean, with AI now, I mean, who knows? And hopefully, the picture's not coming up. So I did that. Maybe the picture will pop up. So I'm in between them.
Doesn't matter because they're going to get buried with you anyway.
This one might, yeah. So right before we take the picture, I become the meat in the sandwich. They squish me in the picture, and they're holding their pops, and I was kind of surprised by that. But they got in like really tight. And when you look at the picture, there's a lot of room on the side, so they didn't even have to do that. But
cute.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And yeah, that was my experience with all the celebrities that I met. And I had kind of seen Ian before at Galaxy's Edge back in 2022 for Star Wars Night. And apparently that's his last steady TG. It's Ted. Small correction. Someone in the crowd wrote a popular Ukrainian celebrity phrase for her. No, Ted. Actually, correction to what you just said. Adam did speak Ukrainian to her. You weren't there at the time, I think. But yeah, Adam did speak Ukrainian, if that's what you're referring to. But yeah, someone in the crowd did write a Ukrainian thing. I don't know.
That's
I can't
really
say
sweet
it.
of people to think of small things like that.
Yeah.
I want to know what he said.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Ted asked her about Ray Stevenson, and she had a great answer for that. And the panels will be up eventually online.
Was that one my question?
No, I think that was just Ted bringing up the transition, and he asked her what was something that you could talk about that no one maybe knew about. I don't know if I have the right questioning, because he asked that for Natasha and Ivana. Something that we did not know about Ray, or something that described Ray. And Ivana said he loved techno music.
Oh, that's amazing.
Techno or dance music or something. Yeah.
I love that.
I've heard this before. I've heard.
Yeah, because she was like, it was always a party.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, and then Ted brought up Rory, and she was like, yeah, he's fantastic. It sounds like he's kind of gonna pick up where Ray left off, which sounds great.
Very cool.
And then I remember Ted asking Natasha, in one word, describe Ahsoka season 2.
I think I wrote that question, didn't I?
Possibly.
Greg wrote all the questions.
I wrote a lot of good questions.
She said,
I did, James.
Bigger and better. It's 3 words, but I mean,
how do you know?
Yeah. And asked the same question to Ivana, and she had a very interesting response. A lot like Bryce Dallas Howard, she mentioned romance. So what's up with this romance stuff? I mean,
between who?
Right.
I really hope it's flashbacks of Kanan and Hera.
And Freddie Prinze Jr. has stated that he doesn't want to return in live action, but if the price is right. So yeah,
Sarah Michelle said she was never going to play Buffy again, and here we are. So
yeah. Ted says, and for Ian, both him and his rep asked to only have fan questions asked. First time someone has asked to do so. So yeah, none of your questions were asked, Ted.
Boo!
It was the final note of the panel.
Listen to some of these questions.
She said companionship, not okay. So maybe, yeah, I'm mixing it all.
Ted, get on. Where's Ted? Ted, just join us, please.
Listen
companionship.
To these
okay.
James didn't think I'd listen to these questions. Tell me these aren't good. Is there anything about Palpatine you've never told anyone? Do you think Palpatine drained Padme's life force to save Darth Vader? Did George ever talk to you about why Palpatine is so evil?
I feel like that would be a yes. He has to.
What are your thoughts on Palpatine touching Anakin's head on the lava bank? What was your favorite line from Return of the Jedi? Did George ever talk to you about Darth Plagueis and how to play that scene?
That's a
very good one.
I think that's my favorite one you've asked.
Come on, those are all some good ones. They're juicy. Did you see Andor? If so, what was it like to hear your character's name but not appear?
I'd be so
That's
sad.
A good one.
I'd be so sad if he was like, "What?"
And I came up with those questions relatively.
What's Andor?
What's Andor?
We're talking about Ian, not Bob.
That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good, Craig.
Yeah, I submitted all those questions to Ted Adam, but yeah, there was a change of plans. But yeah, fantastic experience. Ted made sure I was there. Ted made sure I was next to him. So thanks, Ted.
Yay, Ted.
Mission accomplished.
Do your little hearts, James.
Oh. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, there they are.
And yeah, Haley actually got me a pop signed by Giancarlo as well.
Nice.
So
Thank you for
Haley.
being a good friend to the podcast.
Yeah. And
David,
they're actually right there. There's Moff Gideon, there's Shen, and then there's Sabine right there.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I was happy. I'm happy with the way that all that turned out. So yeah, another SpaceCon in the books. The next SpaceCon just got announced. It's going to be in June, and we will all be there because now Craig has no more excuses not to come to SpaceCon. So you will see Craig in person at our booth, working the booth,
Playing
giving away
trivia.
the free stickers, doing trivia. If you could beat Craig in Star Wars trivia, you'll win something.
Even if you don't want to play trivia with Craig, he's gonna make sure you're gonna play trivia with him. All right.
Come
If you
back.
walk by, he's gonna get you. Okay?
Finish this line.
Everybody on the podcast will be at SpaceCon, which will be super exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's going to be a full podcast. Mary is going to be our social media, video, audio
Nice
person. She'll be covering all the panels.
And
doing
I'll be there
interviews.
just to smile and wave at everybody.
Yeah, it'll be great. So you have that
Maybe
to
we
look
can
forward
do a
to.
live podcast while we're there all together.
Probably we'll have enough people to do that. We weren't able to do it this time around because it was just essentially me and Adam sometimes, and sometimes it wasn't us. It was nobody. We had to have other people cover the table while we left to go do autograph retrieval, photo ops, and stuff of
So
that
it's what?
nature.
June like June 14th next year, right?
June
Yeah.
12th to the 14th.
And then Rebel Scum is in August, correct? Or
Yes, they
Yeah.
announced Giancarlo, who knows me now. Paul Lee, who plays Carson Teva, and Ray Park is announced too. And
Ah, so
Wow.
it's a
excited.
great fan experience.
They already announced 3 people for.
August of next year.
Wow, I'm surprised so early.
And I got an inside tip from one of the showrunners, Kentucky. He told me the next big announcements will be sometime early next year.
For Rebel Scum or SpaceCon?
Rebel Scum.
Rebel Scum. Gotcha.
Well, we know Bob. Bob will tell us everything.
Well, I'm
About
looking
other
forward to
people's
that.
conventions, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to both of these conventions next year. So
Yeah.
I will also be at both.
it's gonna be fun.
June and August. Already
So-
looking forward to next summer.
I have some more their best movie if you want to do it.
All
or
right,
do
I
you
think
wanna
this
wrap
will be
up?
the final bit of our because we're already 2 hours into this thing. And so
Is
yeah.
anybody alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
people
is
watching
late.
it.
I have to wake up
People
early
alive?
tomorrow, but let's
All right,
But let's hear it.
I have some more here, or we can save it for next time. It's up to you guys.
well, there's more than 12 characters in Star Wars, so I think you might be able to come up with more names.
No, these
Let's
are
do
the
like
good ones.
let's do a final one.
Yeah, do one more. Let's do one more.
A final one.
Only one more. All right.
Does it work for me now?
God, I don't want to do just one more because I have a.
Okay.
All right, one more, but this would be a good one to do next time. Darth Vader.
We already did that one.
No, we did Anakin. Darth Vader. is a
Obi-Wan
different
series.
character.
Empire Strikes Back.
Ugh,
It's
a good one.
Empire.
It's the Obi-Wan series for me. He's literally walking down a village, force choking people and tossing them aside. It's the Vader we all want to see all the time.
I mean, if you're going to go that route, you could say Rogue One,
Yes,
which was
Rogue One.
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Don't choke on your aspirations, director.
I'm going Empire. I can't.
I'm
go
going
against
Empire.
I'll be
Yeah.
the man out.
I won't do it. I just won't do
He
it.
just has so many great moments in Empire. It's hard not to say that one.
Yeah,
Empire Strikes Back.
yeah.
Oh, Earl.
All right. This was fun. Did y'all have fun? I had fun.
I had.
I
fun.
I had a great time.
I had a lot of fun.
I hope our listeners had fun. If they like the segments that we do, please give us feedback.
Yes.
5 stars. We love 5 stars. We love Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, if you want to find us on Instagram, Star Wars Stuff Pod. If you want to find us on X, Stuff at Stuff Pod. If you want to support us on Patreon, oops, let me get rid of that one. Star Wars Stuff Podcast 2187. We put up some fun things on there. And if you want to email David, Star Wars Stuff Podcast at gmail.com. We also have a couple
That's
of
where you
Facebook
file complaints.
pages and Facebook groups, Star Wars Stuff group, Star Wars Stuff podcast page. And if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, please give us a 5-star rating or a check mark or a like, anything, please. It helps us.
It takes you guys like 5 seconds, and it makes a big difference for us.
Just 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. Like we said, if you want to email David, just send that email right
we
there.
need to cue up that Arms of an Angel song. And, like, David's like asking for Patreon support, and he's like,
just it's all in black and white, and it's just this sad picture of David. But
Poor
David,
David.
I should have asked you this before, but like when I hit end stream, it's just gonna end the thing, right? Or is it gonna?
Well, you hit end stream, then you hit the outro, and it'll do like the graphic.
Where's the outro?
Well, you hit end stream, and then it'll pop up.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, got
maybe
you.
maybe David could be like driving down the road lonely at night, delivering
pizza with Giancarlo next.
with Arms of an Angel playing. It's like, please subscribe. Just 50 cents a month can put this poor man in his bed at night instead of driving around with tasers because his life is risk.
You know what's funny about that story? I know we should get going here. Is you're like, what's up with all these flashlights? You're like, don't worry about the shovel in the back either. You know what I mean? Like,
Tasers.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. He jumped into a stranger's car.
I would ask about the flashlights or the shovel in the trunk. of the
That's
car.
almost
Okay,
like
listen,
someone inviting another person from Target to come to the house to do a podcast.
on
Haley
that
was
note,
probably like, he's mostly harmless. He's mostly harmless. It'll be
on that note,
Oh,
thank
my
you all so much for
goodness.
listening. This was a lot of fun. It was great to podcast with everybody. My name is how do we do the outro? David, you do a
What's
better
your name?
outro than I do, so go for it.
Nobody needs to know our name by now. They're fed up.
For
Everyone's
James,
asleep.
Mary, Craig, Zach, and Colin in the corner, my name's David. May the force be with you.
Always.
This is the way. We have spoken. McClunky.
Oh, clunky.
We have friends everywhere.
Dewanawanga.